So soy, become the motor. Hello folks and welcome to Beverly Hills. So here we are in front of the Beverly Hills High School and we're going to take you over to a super fun alley loop that's not too far away. It's about 5 blocks away. We're just going to do a little quick loop here around the block and then swivel back around and past some sort of high school team or other that's coming out of Beverly Hills. Oh, they're baseball players, but I don't think it could be baseball players. It's, yeah, it could be baseball players. Absolutely could be. We're here in February, so that's gearing up for the spring season. And guys, we're going to try not to make this very technical. You can listen to other videos of ours, and we're going to put up some more videos in the future here with slow motion and educational and on how to learn to spike board. But today, this loop of all the loops that we did in LA is our absolute favorite because it was car free and the pavement was absolutely beautiful. Sorry that we couldn't wait for the sunshine. Really like to shoot in Southern California with sun. We've been there for about 6 days already out of San Diego, and here in LA we had a little luck with some sunshine, but toward the end of the day we lost our light. After this we shot over to Griffith Observatory, Griffith Park. There goes the high school, and there, yeah, these are baseball athletes. So baseball athletes, you want to start hitting home runs and hitting that ball harder, you need core, fellas. That's what you're gonna need, and core is right out your door with spikeboarding, a sport of balanced strength. It's also going to help you become switch hitters in batting, of course, because you're going to be motoring up your neurology on your left and your right. So we're just casually getting over here, using the 2 strokes of spikeboarding, following the traffic laws, behaving like a bicycle, staying on the right hand side of the road, carrying our spike safely parallel to the board, leaving a little space for anybody that wants to take a left, and off they go in their little Mini Cooper, and there's a little van to our left over there on your right, and expect to see a van doing a road show for spikeboarding in 2019. About that size, maybe a little bigger. We're going to be traveling around the country and showing spikeboarding to people who want to learn it. So definitely contact us or email us, and we'll come to your town. Doing a little switch drifting there, and off we go. There's the light coming, waiting. Off it goes, bang. So folks, this is a little bit of cross-country skiing, what you're looking at on a board. That's what's happened. So, but let's have some fun here. Let's get over here and see this sport really rip. I think we just had one little incident. We lost a chain on the camera bike, and there's one little dissolve. Otherwise, you're going to see this loop in full bloom. The whole thing, it kind of has a high side, low side. It's shaped a little bit like a musical note symbol or a golf club, however you want to think of it. Or it's almost a figure 8, but not quite. So, but these little tiny hills here in Beverly Hills are really, really nice, and this pavement is just delicious. So I think the time now is around 3:30 in the afternoon. So young people who are living around here learn some spikeboarding on some car-free paths, and then begin to bring this over here. And if you're a hockey player or football player, this is going to just be a dream for you, because you're going to be able to get out of the gym and you're going to be able to begin to practice some full functional strength. So instead of just picking up dead weight, you're going to be picking up the weight of your own body, as you've got enough little hills over here to really make for delicious work. And you're also going to increase your VO2 max quite a bit. And you're just going to have a blast, because when your backside is closed, or opened up rather, and you got nobody behind you, you're going to carve these mountains and heel to toe carve. Notice how there's a heel and there's a toe on either side of that board. All of you know who skateboard are going to know that you can turn a board when you've got a heel and a toe on either rail, and that's what's going to turn a board. And off we go into this little suburb. Again, another little climb here, and we're going to take a quick left and then a little loop at the bottom, and you're going to be turned on to, I guess, what would probably be considered the edge of Beverly Hills if you look at the bordering line, but maybe not. Perhaps that little downtown area is also part of Beverly Hills. We don't know, but however the case might be, we're going to be in an alley that has very few people. Only one car pulls up while we're there, and they actually pull into a garage. And so you're going to just see some delicious spikeboarding. I mean, really, 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 really nice. This pavement, this nice long climb. As you can see, the shoulders and the chest pushing forward along with the hips dropping down upon that skateboard spike. That's what that's called, guys. It's a skateboard spike. It's similar to a ski pole. It lives in the ski pole family. But also that tool lives in the baseball bat, hockey stick, golf club, tennis racket. It has no strap whatsoever. But it's a hand tool, like all the ones that I just mentioned, and you can't spikeboard without one. So you kind of need to have one, or you won't be able to stand up spike. You need sort of rotation off the top of that. So end to end, this alley has a little climb on both ends of it, and it's not super long, it's just short enough, and we can't overemphasize how perfect these pavement conditions are. Absolutely perfect, as good as it gets. It doesn't get any better than this. We're talking super clean pavement back here that you can carve, you can one-legged turn, and you can just put a ton of power into your strokes and have an absolute blast. And again, we're not going to get into all the technical aspects of the sport. There's a good bit of them, and you'll be able to see them more and more in a lot of the videos that we make. You can go back onto some of the LA videos, and we do speak about them. The San Gabriel River bicycle path gets a lot of it mentioned, but slowly we'll be able to make more and more videos. But as you can see, there's a little hill on either end of this. Coming up on that camera bike a little quick, so you just give it a little push. And if you want to actually skip the cadence braking, which you're going to see here, just don't go down either side of it, and then you'll just have this perfect sort of drop loop that you can do. We like to call these pickle loops. They're kind of out and back. It's sort of long, lean. If you just did this alley back and forth, that would be called a pickle loop. And again, here comes the dessert in spikeboarding, and that is a bunch of carving, which is always nice to carve after you've done some work. And here we're going to use some one-legged steering to make our cadence braking a little more comfortable. And also, as we're switch kicking and switch drifting here on this cadence braking, we're going to really be increasing our ability to switch kick. So the braking actually helps your kicking, and there's the end of this alley. And like we said, if you didn't want to do that cadence braking, you would just stop at the apex of that second lump there. Then you wouldn't get this climb out, so that wouldn't be too fun at all. The idea with spikeboarding is to work, and if you're a field sport athlete and you're spikeboarding, well, instead of being in the gym, you're actually going to be here just ripping like mad. And as you can see, it's not that big climb, and the combination of that stand-up spike stroke and CXC stroke, and these are initialed SUS and CXC. Those are the two major strokes in spikeboarding, and that one-arm work is absolutely divine, guys. And on this pavement, it feels awfully nice to be doing one over two. And this one-arm work, you could just do this alley back and forth and switch. And you could probably do this alley 1 over 1, which would be fantastic. Just do it on one leg with one arm. And you're going to enjoy that a lot. And we are goofing around just a little bit, getting a little close to the camera. And now some work, steady work. And none of this is full on out at 1,000%. It's just nice, high, steady work, so you can really see what kind of workout you can get. And there's a little 1/2 work, and if we wanted, we could do this whole thing just on one arm, no problem. Again, you would go back and forth 6 or 7 times, and you just get a tremendously sweet workout. And from day to day, you could alternate adding more leg or less leg. And those of you who've swum competitively, you'll know that when your coach puts your workout up on the board, they use a kickboard, and they might isolate the legs or isolate the upper body with pull buoys as well, and work more of the upper body or the lower body. You can do the same in this sport. You can work a lot of legs, or you can work a lot of upper body, or you can work both. And there's some switching on the cadence of 1, and we're balancing over that 1/1 move. All you hockey players, this is a lot of fun without a puck. And you might say, where's my puck? Where's my puck? Well, you're going to get your puck as soon as you get on the ice, or as soon as you get on the roller rink, and you'll have it, no problem. But when you're out here with your mates and there's no puck, and you want to go faster than the next guy, boy, that's going to really make you do your stamina work all that much better, because when you don't have a puck, you've got to really focus on the stamina. And for all you guys that do ladder drills, what we're doing here is we're switch drifting down this hill at the same time that we're doing this skateboard spike toss back and forth. And this kind of coordination is exactly like a ladder drill, only ramped up a little more, because you have to have the balance, you have to keep control of the spike. So super fine workouts for dedicated athletes, but fun, man. Really, really, really fun. So right here behind your high school, you have guys got some really fantastic spikeboarding, and all over LA you've got sweet spikeboarding as well. So there's all kinds of neighbors down near the Seal Beach neighborhood. That neighborhood was really mighty fine, really super sweet spikeboarding, but not too much of an elevation. And of course, all of it ramps up all the way up to Latigo Canyon Road. So you guys are lucky, you're blessed. You've got flats and you've got climbs. There's a little forward drifting, great independent bilateral leg control. So for all you athletes, there's the double poling. That's what double poling looks like, just like that. So for all you athletes that are looking to really maximize and be the best athlete you can, that includes developing balance, and it includes the ambipedal skill set and the ambidexterity skill set. So ambipedal is for the feet, and ambidexterity is for the hand. And that one-armed carving, oh man, that's really, really a blast when you start getting into that. It's a lot of fun, and this alley is just perfect for it. Absolutely perfect. Nice and quiet, nobody around, no traffic feed in. You want to be respectful of anyone that is there, though, and give them the right of way if they do show up. So you want to keep a little bit eyes on the back of your head. And there, we're going to take this little turn, just scrub speed just a bit. You probably want to do that with a cadence break instead of a foot drag. It's going to be a little more comfortable for you. And I think in here is where we might have this chain suck. Not quite sure. We might make it around this time. But on one of these times coming through here, we do have a little bit of chain suck on the bicycle. And there it was. There was a chain suck on the bicycle. I had a little mechanical, so we had to stop and put a little edit into that loop, but that wasn't but maybe about 20 seconds till we had that rectified, and the bicycle was going full gun again, no problem. So gears weren't exactly that well adjusted from the shop, so we're on the rental bike. So as you can see, 3:30 in the afternoon, nobody's around, and man, what a great place to practice. And spikeboarding, you just want to keep your speed in check, and nothing is radical, nothing's crazy. Notice how I've got wrist guards on and a helmet. Those two never come off, but in the beginning you'll be wearing elbow pads and knee pads, especially as you develop your ambi-pedal skill set. And this little lower loop down here is always a little bit cautious. It's kind of a fast turn, a little bit of gravel, a little bit of sand around there, so pay good attention to that. Don't take any chances. Keep yourself in check. But powering up this little mound is really sweet as you guys begin to develop some power and some speed. You finalize these tops with a little stand-up spike, which is a little more demanding stroke. But with this kind of pavement, man, you can get that stand-up spike stroke hauling ass. You really, really can. And of course, you can get it going faster than the CXC stroke because you can't carry that much speed with your legs. So as soon as you start getting a little closer to 19 miles an hour or so, start going down that hill, you can still carry the stand-up spike stroke. You can't carry the CXC stroke. Again, there's the carving, which is really nice. And as soon as you start carving with ambi pedal skill set, you're going to say, well, man, this is really jolly good time, because when you learn ambi pedal on both sides, whether it's carving or kicking, you're going to enjoy that a lot. So here we are braking again. This turn can have some feed in. You have no idea who's coming, so you got to be cool. A little blip right there, and as you can see, after about 9 years in the sport, there's a quick recovery. There's a stand-up spike stroke, and now you understand, if you pay close attention or if you freeze frame anywhere along there, you'll understand why you need a skateboard spike, because that top hand is rotating over that handle, and without that very special handle, you're not going to be able to do a stand-up spike. Folks, a skateboard spike weighs about a pound plus, just a little bit, a few ounces. The day that you first hold it, you'll say, oh my goodness, this is light. And actually it's kind of heavy. So we made it just a little extra beefy so we wouldn't have a lot of problems with it. Cross-country ski poles, that's what the device is modeled after, are insanely light, and some of them are insanely expensive. So you can get World Cup cross-country ski poles that cost you $800, $700. So the skateboard spike's priced very, very well for what it is, and it's Generation 1 race ready. That thing is ready to race, no problem. The Sasoi board, on the other hand, it's optimized for spikeboarding very well, but in the future it'll need to be made much lighter. But you do want to be on this board. You want to have your wheels covered. That spike tip constantly lives so close to the wheels, in the rear and in the front, and you just want to have those wheels covered. Notice how this athlete's feet are going heel to toe, and they're not having any problems to fit in. That's size 9.5 shoe, and you want to have just a nice big platform to be stomping all over as a motor mount, because you're hauling ass and your heart rate is high, and you don't want to be wondering where you're going to stick your feet in. So an extra 5 or 6 inches left or right, top and back, is really nice. The width of the board's around 10 inches wide, which again just allows for a very comfortable placement when you're at high heart rate elevations. And this little downhill is just about as fast as spikeboarding needs to go or wants to go. We don't want to be spiking much harder than that. And here comes a little guy in a car, and we sort of thought he was going to need some passage, so we just went ahead and gave the camera bike the instruction to pull over a little bit. We were just going to give the respect to the car so they could pull in and do what they needed to do, but all they needed to do was take a right-hand turn right there, and we hear that, and you pick up a sixth sense for sounds behind you, and you want to make sure you always check your visual sense to see if people are back there. Spikeboarding is a lot like cycling. You just hold your line, and you obviously are going slower than cars, so hold your line, stay as far to the right as you can for safety, and then let traffic by. And then back we go to this carving, which is just the dessert that you get in spikeboarding, because spikeboarding is very much a skateboarding sport, as well as a ski sport, as well as a skate sport. Just so you're skating nose over knee and knee over nose, or what did I say there? Nose over knee and knee over toes. That's skating, and skateboarding, of course, is the carving aspect of it. And every time you come, you probably noticed that on that last time we took that turn in the opposite direction. So whenever you get to loops like that, just force yourself to do ambi pedal skill set. Do not rely on one skill set. Begin to develop it. Speak the language properly and without heavy accent. So if you learned a language, you would do everything you could in in a speaking language to speak it perfectly, and you would slow down and enunciate every syllable and every vowel so that you got it right. So this is and consonant, and this is the same in spikeboarding. Don't chimp out one side over the other. Just find yourself safe places where you have optimal pavement, and you can do that. And here we see the stand-up, the SUS stand-up spike stroke really beginning to pick up some speed, and on really nice pavement. It's just divine to stand-up spike. It's so fun. It's difficult to describe. Everything just gets a lot better with glassy pavement, and here you guys have some really nice pavement in that alley and around this neighborhood. So for all you guys at Beverly Hills High and the surrounding areas, and you're also going to find other loops that are going to be mighty delicious, just as much as this one. We on a previous trip we did some spikeboarding around West Hollywood and those areas, and we just found the spikeboarding to be really nice. So good pavement always helps a lot, and drill in, dig in, start to work out with 3 or 4 friends. Doing this in a pace line or together, you're going to enjoy yourselves quite a bit. The more you go shoulder to shoulder and the more everyone's accelerating, the faster everyone's going to go, the fitter everyone's going to get, and the more fun you're going to have. It's a lot like inline speed skating or cycling. It's all going to go up together. So you can get fit alone, but you can never get as fit as you would riding shoulder to shoulder with teammates or competitive partners, for sure. So, and once you begin to do this loop, you can begin to branch out and do more open road things. Spikeboarding is certainly not about doing tiny little loops. It's really about doing open road areas, open road loops, the same as cyclists go out 30-40 miles. Same in spikeboarding, same deal. The average spike, once you become elite or advanced intermediate, is 18 to 20 miles, 34 miles a day. And the average speeds range between 13 and 19 miles an hour. So that's the name of the game. But when you've got close things at hand, the sport began in Manhattan. And here in New York, imagine how small that is. But we would do loops around the block all the way to 100-mile spikes routinely up the lower Hudson Valley, sometimes even dragging a pulp is very common for us. So here's that long descent again. I wanted to show you that one more time. And again with a little carving, and the carving of course burns off the speed really quickly, and this 1/1 situation is really nice to practice, especially again for all you hockey players. Can't think of a better workout routine than spikeboarding for hockey. Absolutely perfect strength, endurance, and balance without the boredom of any kind of regular and traditional strength and conditioning situations in a gym. And out here in Los Angeles and San Diego, with you guys having such a, well, you got a year, you got just all year long. I mean, this is winter. You're looking at February spikeboarding and with sunshades on. That's it. So, wow, you just got a divinely long season. You've got all season to spikeboard. So you got to just make the choice. Do I want to be in a gym, or do I want to, keep my weight low and not gain a lot of muscle mass so I can remain fast? Because all you fast-moving football players and you fast-moving hockey players, you might need to defend against bigger guys. That just means you need to get stronger and you need to get faster. Just don't hang around to get hit. Be faster. You want to be faster, you don't want to get larger. You want to stay the same size. So the sport is not going to really put on that much muscle. It's going to keep you lean, keep you functional, and really get your strength and conditioning going. There you saw how we just we pulled a spike up out of the pavement and gave it 5 or 6 cadence strokes of legs, because that little doggy was a little upset from hearing a spike, and that is common. Sometimes dogs are a little upset with the spike. So when you come up on dogs, if you can see them cowering a little bit, then pull the spike up. There you see the double poling. That's what double poling would be with 2 ski poles. As you can see, it's virtually identical. You're pushing your hips forward, you're dropping your upper body down upon the spike tips of both poles, and in this case you'd just be doing it on one. We're cutting back through here into the suburb and finalizing this loop. We're going to finalize this video in the same place to where we started, right in front of the Beverly Hills High School. So we'll be turning off here in a minute as soon as we find where we're going. And there we go, back toward the high school. So we just did a couple simple loops, which is going to translate in about 28 minutes. So imagine doing, about 6, 7, 8 loops, translate that into about an hour. Maybe do a nice, take your time, warm up, do a nice 15-minute warm up, and do a good 30 minutes worth of work, and maybe a 15-minute cool down. And if you live around here, you're just going to enjoy that a heck of a lot. And if you're respectful, you probably do this a little bit with the traffic lights on, or the overhead night lights on here. The whole thing is lit up like a Christmas tree, it looks like, and you can get great workouts. But again, don't come out here in the middle of rush hour or when people are going to work. It's not the hot setup. Definitely try to get workouts in places like this when the traffic is low, and be respectful of people's need to get going when there is traffic. But that doesn't mean you wouldn't be able to commute. Certainly you could commute with this skill set, and that's the beauty of the sport, people. You're looking at a 55-year-old athlete, so if you learn this physical literacy, then you will be able to use it to get to work. So a very, very simple distance to travel would be 5 to 8 miles in both directions. So all you need now is a shower at work. Convince them to get you a shower at work, or maybe you've just got a gym membership nearby, and you can jump into a Planet Fitness, take a shower, and go to work. But if we begin to teach this sport, guys, to kids within 30 years, 25 years, we give them a shower at work, and with cycling and with spikeboarding, we will solve a great many problems. So the sports that transport and recreate are certainly a good plan to make the planet proud. So it's going to help a lot if you turn people into commuting athletes. It's certainly going to make them happy. The most unhappy time in people's lives is when they commute in cars, and you all know that. You live out in LA. So, but of course some of the distances are rather large. But again, spikeboarding from a distance to 3 to 8 miles in one direction is well under an hour commute. So consider that. And spike hard, spike off, and spikeboarding. We're going to finish you here back at the high school where you were. If you have any questions, look us up. We'd love to start clinicking you guys. And again, look for more videos with freeze frames and slow motion and really technical advice on how to begin to learn the sport. There's already a little bit online, so check it out. We use a scooter to get that switch kick going. So check that out and let us know. Folks, it's been nice being here with you. And as we say, spike hard, spike off, and spikeboarding. See you at the next one.